What's up, you guys? No Confidence Gamer here, and today we're going to be doing another sit down and talk video. Now, I made a video with my friends. We talked about trick-or-treating stories from my childhood over some candy, and it was a little mukbang situation, and a lot of people really enjoyed it, and a lot of people really seemed to like me talking about my childhood. Now, I'm going to be trying something kind of different. Now, my friends obviously aren't here. This is my personal space. This is my private little recording setup. Without my friends, there's not a big couch. It's a nice desk, and all my monitors here, and it's just me, camera. I'm just going to try to be me, and I'm going to be explaining to you guys why I love Halloween so much. Now, this is going to be a little difficult, just because it's really weird for me, because I was never the type of kid to like scary movies. But now that I've grown up, I love scary movies. But I hated scary movies. Like, I really did. And I just hated them. And I hated them with a passion. They used to scare me. They used to keep me up at night. And so, obviously, I would hate Halloween, right? No, there was always something interesting about Halloween. And it was always because my family made it great. And now, what I mean by this is there was always three things that made it great. One, going over to my Uncle Dan's house, or him coming over to ours. Now, this made it great because he had so many kids, we could all go trick-or-treating, and it was just a good time. Now I'm a grown-up, I'll go to Halloween parties, I'll have this fun, I'll have that fun, I'll go out, I'll go to whatever the hell, you know what I mean, meet new people, go to a party, which is great. And that's fine, I'm an adult now, that's a part of growing up. That's understandable. But just growing, like, I'm a grown-up now, but growing up, that was the shit. Having my uncle and all my cousins come over. And I'm sure you guys can relate. We would have hot dogs. Sometimes it would be at my house. Sometimes it would be at his house. But growing up, that was just the shit. Like, and it's just so cool to look back on. I remember my cousin Jake would sometimes come over for Halloween, and we would like trade candy. We'd go trick-or-treating together. I even talked about that in my last Halloween video, was going over to like going trick-or-treating with him, and he got a bunch of candy from one lady. I'm sorry, I'm looking at videos. Transfer to a flash drive right here. But no, so it was just so great, and just going with my little cousins, by the way, Jake is my older cousin, just going with them, that is amazing. And so going with my little cousins, I remember my cousin Lauren would just grab a handful of candy, and then my little cousin Alex, he was always just kind of a little troublemaker. I love you, Alex, if you're watching this. But no, I just remember him always being kind of a troublemaker. And then I never went trick-or-treating with like my little cousins just because I'm so grown up now. But yeah, that's one of the things that made it great. Then number two, speaking of, by the way, this all goes chronological order. I know I'm talking faster than I usually do. I literally have made, this is my 7th video I've made today, which is crazy. Never thought I would be making so many videos in one day. Never thought I'd be so happy making 7 videos in one day. But anyways, this all grows, all 3 of these memory go in chronological order of how I remember it. So the second one is, by the way, Uncle Dan's house always happened, and that even happens up till now. So that's why it was the first. Second thing that always happened that I remember is my Uncle Ray would always come into town, and Ray was Jake's dad. And when Ray came into town, shit was so much fun for me as a little kid, because we'd go driving around, having fun. I loved my cousin Jake, and that was so much fun for me and my sister and my cousin. Just chill. We would always watch the Halloween Disney and Nickelodeon stuff together, which was just so different, crazy, and fun. And I just, reflecting on it, back then I used to I was so anxious and young, and now that I've like kind of controlled my anxiety, and now that I'm an adult, I can really look back and say that was one of the funnest times ever. And it was just so cool. Really, if you're at a stage where you're about to stop trick-or-treating, kind of enjoy it. Enjoy this time with your family. But anyways, so yeah, whenever they would come into town, that would just be so much fun. I remember trick-or-treating with Ray and Jake. That was a good time. Then I got older, but at one point I was too old to trick-or-treat. But me and Patrick, we knew of each other, but we weren't good friends. By the way, Patrick's my best friend and editor. But I didn't have a lot of friends then, so I remember going on the walk to trick-or-treat with my Uncle Dan and my Uncle Ray. That was a good time, and I was a little upset because I was just kind of an unpopular little nerd, but now I'm no confidence gamer, so shit works out. But anyways, you guys, the third thing is my Uncle Dave would always come into town. Now this has a very, very, very special thought. This is the third and last thing. This has a very special spot in my heart, just because it was at the point, so he started coming into town, whereas at the point where I was like an adult, but like we and him would go and fuck shit up, and it was just so much fun. We would always go to Old Chicago. He'd always come in around the Halloween season, So we'd always like do stuff around the Halloween season, and I love his sons. One of them is about 17, which he's close to my age. Then he has little boys, and I love them all. They're awesome, but just getting to hang out with them and all that, like around the Halloween season, he'd always come into town. We'd go to Old Chicago. He hasn't done it lately, but this was like 2 years ago. He'd come into town. We'd go to Old Chicago. Old Chicago is like a bar. Talking about this video looks weird if somebody walks in on me recording it, but anyways, we'd always go to Old Chicago and enjoy it. It was like a bar, but it was like a restaurant more or less, so I could get some really good just food, wings and eats and burgers. Yeah, so we really just enjoyed that. And that's just what made Halloween so special to me. Now, growing up, again, I always say this. I've never really talked about this in a video because I've always been scared. I was so anxious. I couldn't really enjoy it at the time. But now that I'm grown up, I'm like, damn, that was a good fucking time in my life. Like, the Uncle Dave stuff, I could never really enjoy. But the Uncle Dave stuff, I could always enjoy. Like, I was so grown up and an adult. But the Uncle Dave stuff was just so hard for me. The Uncle Ray stuff was so hard for me to grasp. It's fun just because I was so anxious, but that's not the point, you guys. But then, David stopped kind of coming into town. He lives farther away, and he just wanted to do some stuff with his boys. And then I'm sure his 17-year-old is probably going to parties and stuff, which is fine. But now that I'm a grown adult, I still love Halloween because I'm doing all the school stuff on YouTube, and people love seasonal videos. And I also get to hang out with my friends and enjoy my life, and it's just so awesome. I'm so fun, and I hope you guys did all enjoy this little short video on why I love Halloween so much, even as an adult. So I'll see you guys in the next video. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys. Peace out.